All right, now let's get to some fun stuff. My locks. Woo. It's my first video about my locks, and I just wanted to kind of record for you guys and let you see what they're looking like right now. So I got my locks put in on June 9th. I got them put in. I believe I have about 92, but I'm gonna wait until my next retwist, which is coming up on July 6th. I'm gonna wait till then to be able to like count it more accurately, because I felt like I was kind of like pulling a couple at the same time, and you know, once your roots start rooting, it's kind of hard to separate the stuff out. But yeah, I love them. I think that they're going to be very therapeutic for me. If you don't know, I used to be bald because I just had like a tick in my head about doing my hair, and it always becomes like a stress of my life. But locks, outside of learning how to take care of them and learning how yours are, what yours require, they can be like pretty low maintenance. So this first video, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that I've been noticing, doing, researching, all that good stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is moisturizing. So when I first got my locks, I had been watching a couple videos of people with locks where, you know, they were kind of saying like, oh, moisturizing is so important, moisturizing is so important. So I was all big on moisturizing. For like a couple days, I was spraying it down with water and then going right in with oil afterwards to try to get the moisture to be soaked up by the locks. But then something told me to just keep looking into that moisture aspect, because I was like, maybe I'm doing it too much. And it turns out that there is a possibility to moisturize your locks too much. If you moisturize your locks too much, you sometimes can run the chance of having, you know, that nasty white buildup that you see sometimes. Like right here, you can see that I have a little bit. That'll happen if you're moisturizing it too much, because you're not really like undoing your hair or anything to get the moisture to kind of like run down the strands or anything like that. So eventually it'll get caked up in all the places that you're putting it. So in my kind of like further research from learning that, I kind of learned that the best option is to moisturize your locks when your head starts itching, or moisturize maybe 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how much water your hair holds. Like that amount of time is going to vary a little bit, but yeah, you don't want to over moisturize them, because it is possible. It's possible for them to be too dry, so you don't want to not moisturize them. But you just got to, you know, find the rhythm of what your hair needs to, you know, do its best. The next thing that I kind of figured out was about sleeping with bonnets and like having bonnets on, or anything on your head to protect your, you know, your hair from pulling or anything like that. So the bottom line is you do need to sleep with something on your head. Like if you're going to sleep and you have locks, you need to have something on your head to protect your head from pillows, blankets, all that good stuff in length. Like you don't want that. But you have to make sure that you have a loose enough bonnet that is going to sit around the edge of your head, so that you don't risk you know, any additional thinning that may come from this part, because the locks that are around like the your hairline and all that, those are going to be your most like tender locks. Like those are the ones that you're going to risk thinning out before any of the rest. So you don't want to have a bonnet on your head at night, every night, that's suffocating your hairline's ability to breathe and ability to repair itself at night. So I haven't found, you know, like the right kind of bonnet I should be using yet. But what I have done, and I've had to like play with this a little bit, is I'm taking my bonnet and I'm kind of wrapping it in a way that the strings that hold it on kind of sits back here, and also not tying it too tight so that you don't risk, you know, any additional thinning that may come from this part, because the locks that are around like your hairline and all that, those are going to be your most like tender locks. Like those are the ones that you're going to risk thinning out at the first, thinning out before any of the rest. So you don't want to have a bonnet on your head at night, every night, that's suffocating, you know, your hairline's ability to breathe and ability to repair itself at night. So I haven't found, you know, like the right kind of bonnet I should be using yet. But what I have done, and I've had to like play with this a little bit, is I'm taking my bonnet and I'm kind of wrapping it in a way that the strings that hold it on kind of sits back here, and also not tying it too tight so that's stuck to my head. Like I'm leaving a good amount of space and breathability between my hair and the bonnet, but I'm still making sure that, you know, as I'm sleeping, it's not going to completely slide off and then, you know, I'm sleeping without something on my head. So I gotta find, you know, the kind of bonnet that works best for locks. But right now I'm like using a makeshift method to protect myself as much as possible, because apparently baby locks are really sensitive and gentle, so I'm trying to do them justice. The next thing that I want to kind of touch on is like, I touch my hair a lot. Like if you watch a couple of my videos, I'm touching my hair in every video, and I'm touching my hair all goddamn day long. And it wasn't until I had locks that I realized how much I touched my hair. I've had to pause myself and when I'm touching my hair, because I didn't realize that I have a tendency to like go down the full lock, like as I'm touching it, like I slide all the way down, and then my natural tendency as I'm touching them is to pull out knots, because I'm just used to not having my hair in knots and, you know, tangling. But that's the worst thing that you can do. You don't want to be doing too much picking or pulling out the little knots and stuff that form in the locks. So it's going to help like some of the ends that you'll see to start forming and to prevent it from, you know, unraveling as you're waiting for your hair to start locking. So I was going, like, I didn't think that I touched my hair that much, but god damn it, if I had like blonde flowing hair, I would be a hair flipping ass bitch, like, and I didn't know that. One thing that I do plan on doing eventually is I'm gonna talk to my stylist about potentially combining some of the ones in the front that are a little smaller and like less dense than the rest, because I do know that I have a tendency, like you can see a little bit here, like my hair can thin out already in the hairline areas. So I want to talk to her about like the potential of combining some with some of the stronger ones a little bit back, just to avoid like it completely pulling my hair out, or like, you know, that part of my hair thinning, and then, you know, they always talk about people with dreads having hairlines back to here. I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. And then my plan in terms of like going to a professional loctician, I'm going to wait until a good amount of my hair is maturely locked before I start trying to do it on my own. Just because I don't want to mess up the parts, or, you know, like I just want to have a good foundation. Like I got the mechanics a little bit of locking hair and like retwisting it. But, you know, being that this is my first set and I'm trying to like, you know, make it a lasting set. I want to just go to somebody who already knows what they're doing, can see any, you know, issues coming up, and like let me know what it is and like how we're gonna work through it, and then, you know, maybe eventually down the line that's something I'll be able to maintain on my own. But yeah, for now I'm going to continue going to a shop or something until, you know, I'm comfortable doing it by myself. But yeah, so overall, I love my locks already. Like I have a couple that I feel like are already starting to, like, you see this one is already like getting really thick and buttoned up, like it's about to do something, and I'm really excited about that. I do have a couple, let me see if I can find it. I have a couple that are like kind of not as thick as I would think. Like one day I'm going to show you guys the back of my hair, because I kind of feel like, oh, like if you can see this one, like I feel like the back of my hair splits at some point, and then it just like, it must be thin like right here in the back of my head, because when I feel the locks there, they feel super small in comparison to like all the ones here and here, but nonetheless, I love my locks. I love it. I can't wait for them to be long. I can't wait to like I can't wait for them, you know, for me to be able to like style them and do all the different things and, you know, just have some fun with them. I think it's gonna like I said, be really therapeutic for me. I've been struggling for a long time with like mental load, workload, mom load, just life loads. And this truly feels like, you know, a small portion of those loads have been lifted off my shoulders, and having locks that, you know, all I have to do honestly is like pay attention and be patient with them. Like I really think it's gonna just, it already has opened up like a lot of my mental capacity and mental ability to like, you know, check in and do things. So I'm excited. I love my locks. You'll probably get the next video shortly after my retwist on the 6th, because I don't know how long it'll last. So, you know, let me know if you have any tips, if you know you see anything that I could probably be doing better, if you heard me say something, or if you're just like, I'm about to get me some too. Like, let me know. We're in this lock journey together now, if you're watching this video. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions.